All right, good morning, everybody. How we doing? How we feeling? Another beautiful week ahead of us. Check everything, make sure we're good. Check my levels. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Had a nice long weekend and enjoyed it. All right, everything sounds good. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. Oops. Had one thing I forgot to set up. Just give me a second. All right, so jumping into this, let's go ahead and check out our pre-market insight. We don't have anything on the economic outlook on our calendar. We don't have anything scheduled for today. Tomorrow we have existing home sales, and we got Powell doing his thing at 2 p.m. Then Wednesday we have new home sales and crude oil inventory as usual. Crude oil inventory. And then on Thursday we have core durable goods, GDP, and initial jobless claims, and then nothing for Friday. All right, so pretty much a typical week, other than Powell, whatever he has to say tomorrow. We know the market likes to respond to just his presence. So that's what we got going on the economic calendar this week. Let's go ahead and check out that power range. All right, so for the NQ future sessions power range report, we got a high of 1447.25 with a low of 1413.25. When I posted this, the sentiment was long, up 0.49% with a volume of 100K and an ATR of 205.10. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the chart. Looking at this daily, we'll start with this daily. Still kind of grinding higher in this new, all-time high range. Just chopping around up here. Nothing really super significant to point out, other than we could possibly retrace one more time, dip back down to my 20 period moving average Keltner. I call it the K-band, but it's like the median of the Keltner channel. And let's look at this on hit the play first. It's on a 15-minute perspective. So we had a little bit of sell-off down to PR -1 before some bulls came in. Now we're retracing back to the power range high. Still, overall sentiment is bullish from this short time period here. Also looking long term. Let's go ahead and look at that on a 30-minute just to see what it looks like. Yep. Somewhat bullish to neutral. 1 hour, the overall trend is still bullish. All right, so definitely we're bullish across the board, but we will be prepared for anything because our strategy is designed to be prepared for anything. All right, let's go ahead and move on over. So I did leave this up just to kind of to point this out, that Sierra chart is saying that there's a problem with this current version. This is 2270. Where is it at? There you go, 2270. So before June 24th, you're gonna need to upgrade to the latest version, which is 2276. So that's happening with Sierra chart. That should be fun. Just wanted to make sure I point that out so that everybody's aware, and it also helps me remember. All right, so let's go ahead and look at ES. Pretty much the same story with ES. Had some sell-off overnight. Now we're trading bullish. It's holding this range here around PR plus 2. Looks like we got a high of 41.77. Previous resistance, new support. Got this pivot right here in the 41.67 range. Of course, for all these index futures, well, I was going to say that we're slowly grinding higher, but we got more retracement in them than we do with NQ, so that's interesting. It's like YM is trying to make a new swing low. So, all right, let's go ahead and let me look at YM first. Go a little out of order this morning. Yeah, same price action. It's like more bullish than ES and NQ. So let's see how that compares to RTY. I just like to compare them, see which one is doing its own thing. So NQ, as usual, is really the only one that's kind of doing its own thing. RTY and YM are more so bullish, and at this, at right now, ES is kind of neutral. So that is something to be aware of. I'm not saying that you're going to make any actions off of that, just something to be aware of. All right, so looking at crude oil, pretty much bullish overnight, had some retracement, dipped down to PR minus 1 before popping right back up. To the 200 SMA and the power range high. So another interesting price action with CL. Still grinding higher on a daily perspective. Let's look at gold. Similar price action to CL, just happened at a different time. Out the gate, gap. Oh no, we didn't gap up, but traded higher to PR plus 1, retracement to PR 50, and we've just been climbing higher up into pre-market, and we found a nice little range here leading into the bell. Dropping pretty strongly on the daily perspective. And last but not least, let's look at our euro currency. On a daily perspective, start trading similar to GC. Almost identical. I'm looking to see if one made the move before the other for some correlative trading, but not really. Kind of GC moved, had this dip from this area here before ES made the move, sort of, but not really. Yeah, they're pretty much trading identical almost, even from an intraday perspective. All right, so that's our futures market outlook. All right, so let me make sure I'm ready. Go over my checklist one more time. Got about 5 minutes to the bell. The only goal, reminders, the only goal is to trade a strategy to perfection. See the big picture. And I have to remind myself that I'm supposed to be trading aggressively in the valuation account, because that's something that I didn't do last week. I also want to put out a reminder of the ultimate charting guide is live. I put out that video Saturday for all those that may be interested. Link should be in the description, or you can just head over to mv3trader.com, and there's a image right there for you to click on to get more information. Go back to a throwback this morning. Alright, got my checklist done. Making a note that we are having, well, it's the weekend, but we are having relatively high volume, which typically, gives us, sort of choppy volatility in the morning session. So we'll see how that turns out. Currently trading around our means, plural. The VWAP to 200. Trading back into the power range before the open. Got 30 seconds. I kind of got a little different setup this week because I was testing some things last night. Going through a quick little play study session, playing around with some studies and in Sierra chart, and then I ran into this thing. I posted this in the Discord also, but I ran into a study based off the that I referenced. I'm using a reference off the VWAP, which I saw some interesting price action. So I just want to monitor that. That's the only reason why I have it why my charts look like this today. And we are open, but I'm still trading in the evaluation. Got to remember to be aggressive in the evaluation. And that's the only way, that's the whole purpose of me opening this other evaluation account, to really put this strategy to the test and get the data that I need from a actual live trading. All right, so we dipped down to the power range high. Well, we bounced off the power range high at the open. We do have our key level right up here at 102. It's a key balance level. It's really 104. So, you know, looking at that as a range, this is where we've seen a lot of price response at this level. Something to keep in mind as we watch this price action. Yep, so we are trading volatile. You know, it's very volatile. Something I refer to as DJ Khaled trading. Just up and down. So now it looks like we got a little bit of selling momentum coming in. But I'm not getting excited about it yet. My perspective this morning is still long until proven otherwise. My price action structure, my levels. I prefer to trade with the trend. We are having some selling coming in right now. Oh, this is the wrong one. So normally I'll be looking to buy off that, with this kind of structure, I'll be looking to buy off that power range or the PR-1. But with all of that momentum, and plus we got some stuff, got some resistance up here. Not necessarily feeling that one right now. But we did get a bounce there. So I wanted to put this back over here. So if this is real momentum, we should play out within the next 2 minutes. We should have some continuation. If not, doesn't mean we can't keep trading lower. Just the way that, you know, I've been seeing the momentum come with NQ, it happens quickly. So we are seeing some buyers push back against all the selling that we saw in the first 3 minutes. We're not really seeing a whole lot of follow through as of yet, but we can. It's looking short, but I don't have a trigger to take a short yet, which is why I'm not taking any trades at this moment. I have to get the setup. I'm not just going to trade it off of how the picture is currently being painted, because that's not part of the plan. Definitely are trying to trap sellers. We see this buying continue to fight against the selling. Not sure when I drew this line here, but I got a line drawn here that's looking like we're consistently seeing a price response there that we're trading into. It's at 970. Yeah. 13,970. Selling still trying to take over the market. I want to take a quick glance at RTY and YM. YM is making new highs, or new session highs. Very interesting price action across the board. It's like NQ is trying to take us lower. So this could be the push to take us back to the level that I mentioned in the pre-market insight. We shall see how far, the selling takes the market down. As a matter of fact, I have enough of a reason to take a trade here. I didn't just now realize what monitor I'm recording. Which is AO, which is great. earlier talking about my setup, and the screen that I was mentioning is not even the one that I was recording. So I said all that for no reason. They front ran me again. They got one tick away from my entry. So if it, I'm gonna have to remove it now at this point. Because the way that I wanted to trade, I wouldn't want it to come back up there like that within that quickly. This is the move that I wanted. It just turned around right before my order, my entry order. That's one of the most frustrating parts about the strategy that I'm using now, about buying on pullbacks or entering on pullbacks. Sometimes it's hard to get the right price to get a fill. It's one of those things, but it does minimize the risk, especially with the way the NQ trades. Now that's a bearish candlestick pair, but we are sitting right on top of this balance level at 962. Again, this is not a breakout setup for me, so I'm just going to have to watch it. Let's see for sure if we trade back here, I'll take it. Again, I would not recommend following, my trades or taking what I say as an indication to make any particular actions in your trading account. Trade your plan, trade your setup, trust yourself. What does this look like? Okay. All right, so we do have buyers sitting at that balance level. I do feel like price can be taken significantly higher. Basically looking to trade the power range at this point. point, I would need some consolidation. First target hit, and with that, where's my stop loss? I'm just gonna go ahead and bring that on down. It's gonna get triggered soon anyway. There it is. There's the trigger. Wait, where's my target for this one? Since we do got that balance level there, I need to adjust that like so. Gotta respect that balance level. Get a late screenshot. Put all the other details in there later. It's good enough for now. So with the performance account, they gave me, they one ticking me right now. One tick away from the target, from the main target. I hit my second target with the evaluation. Make a slight adjustment to the break even. Yes, we definitely should not pull back this far. Still holding one contract with the evaluation account. Just not gonna make any adjustments to that. Just gonna let that play out. Make that adjustment there as well. So those that move the markets, as I like to refer to them as, they brought price lower to build their next position for the next move. And this now we're just consolidating, getting they're building a position for their next play. And this is what I was looking to take advantage of, knowing that that's how they like to move the markets or move price. Especially with NQ, I was looking to take advantage. I have no idea if they're going to actually do it the way that I would like for them to do it, of course. So the only thing that I'm doing is putting myself in a position that if they do move price the way that I expect for them to do it, then I can take advantage of that. So that's the point. That's the whole purpose of studying how others, trade and the typical patterns of how they move the price intraday or even from a bigger perspective. It's not necessarily to say that to point the finger at them and say look at those evil people over there doing this, that, and the third. It's really so that if you can see the board, then that gives you an advantage to be able to to position yourself to take advantage of what they're doing. Right, and of course, since you don't know exactly if they're going to play it that way, you have to manage your risk. This is why risk management is so important. One of the things that I've been working on fine-tuning over these past several months. So that took me out of that trade. Definitely, I got to follow my rules. I'm done with the evaluation. I'll probably be done with this trading today, or this morning session in general. Just like we got some range-bound trading this morning. I've already made my profits. No need to keep pushing it, and we're not, it's not a necessarily a hot market that where it's that easy to just be in and out. The way that they're trading this is definitely, you can definitely set yourself up if you overtrade to get back whatever profit that you made. And as always, tomorrow. So the objective is to be able to keep trading tomorrow, the day after that, and all the days and the weeks and the months after that, to stay in the game. So, you know, it's fun to trade. It can be fun to trade. It can be stressful. It's fun for me. You know, I love trading. But, you know, to be doing this and then just always be giving back profit, that's not, you know, I've done that, been there. It's nothing fun about that. So the goal is to be able to keep trading the next day. So when you make profit, I'm saying all that to say, when you make some profit, it may not necessarily be a bad idea to stop trading for that day, depending on what kind of price action we're looking at. So I've seen people be up thousands and tens of thousands of dollars and then just give it all back because they took one too many trades. And you just don't know. So you never, you know, if you make a decent amount of money in a given day, just go ahead and call it a day and then come back and do it again tomorrow. Let the market reset before you know, jump right back in. We know the market likes to go through different phases. It has its ebb and flow on a long-term perspective, you know, day by day. But also intraday, it goes through different phases. So you may see some consistency for several hours, and then all of a sudden they'll flip it, and you know, people want to take profit. They want to move the price to a different location to set up the new position. So give the market time to reset before you just jump right back in and keep trading over and over. And then that's how traders tend to typically give their profits back. Including myself, I've done it plenty of times. I'm trying to minimize that or mitigate that. It was still trading choppy. Still holding the trend bullish. We'll see how we respond to. So we coming up into this balance level at pretty much 1430. Also got the VWAP there. We got some mean reversion indicators here. See what kind of price response we get. And we're not getting, you know, any real follow through. So once we get these relatively bigger candles, they don't hold as much weight as if this was like a trending day where we saw a lot of follow through. Let me look at this. Oh. Alright, so let me go ahead and switch this over. Did I have an order sitting up here? I didn't even see that. Alright, so I had an order sitting up there, and I didn't even realize I had an order on both sides, which sucks. It's supposed to remove those orders. Yeah, it really does suck. Let me see. While I was doing all that talking about not giving back profit, didn't see that those orders were still up there. It's supposed to cancel those orders. It's not supposed to keep them there after the trade is finished. So this is exactly why, if you make a profit, you don't keep trading. As you can see, that was a level that I saw before that looked interesting, but it, no longer carried the same weight, or it's no longer these levels were no longer as valid anymore. Looking at the current price action, so I'm kind of stuck in this one trade. I could just kill it, but still looks decent. So I don't even have the stop loss. I automatically killed it in a performance account. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and kill it in evaluation too. And that really sucks. And that just happened. So I was able to salvage a little bit of it. And the evaluation, I had to kill it early because I wasn't even supposed to be in that trade. A little upset about that one. A little bit upset about that one at myself. That was me not paying attention and making sure all the orders were off the charts. Although we got a lot of buying on the table, but I didn't even want to risk it no more and try to keep holding it and turn it into something that it's not. So as soon as I was able to kill it, to salvage a little bit of what I just gave back. So what I was talking about, we got the lesson, in the same session, which was a mistake. It wasn't really. So another lesson. Make sure that you're paying attention to your orders and that it's trading, or that the automation is performing as it should. Like, I'm not sure why it didn't cancel those orders like it was supposed to. After it got out of that initial position. And this is also, so when you're building a strategy and you're building out your plan, that's something also that you have to be prepared for, because I've been trading for a while and those mistakes still happen. And I know traders who've been trading for decades and they still make those mistakes. It's just, we're human. We make, we're prone to error, so it happens. So you have to have in your plan, what are you gonna do when you're in a trade that you're not supposed to be in? When you make a mistake or you do something that's, you gotta plan that out as well. Don't just plan out everything going perfectly. Also plan out, what are you gonna do when things go wrong? So right there, the plan was, I did follow the plan. And the plan, if I find myself in a trade like that I'm not supposed to be in because there was an order still sitting on the chart, or there was still orders still sitting out there and it got triggered, then the plan there is to first just check, just be calm, don't freak out, don't panic, see what's going on, see if that position still looks good, or just do your assessment and then get out as quickly as possible, salvaging as much as you can. The lesson I've learned with that one is to close it as soon as you can. Yep, Close it as soon as you can. But don't panic. That's the number one thing. Do not panic. And with the performance account, I just immediately closed it after I realized what had happened. An evaluation, I did that assessment. I took a little bit more of an assessment just to see, and it sort of looked like I could see something there. It was already in the red, so I was able to just let it play out. That's just experience. So when you're starting, if you're starting, definitely I would recommend just closing it, like Origin said, just closing it immediately. As soon as you notice it, just get out. That way you minimize the damage. Let me make sure. All right. So now I'm just keep checking to make sure I don't have anything else out there. It's definitely canceled at this point. There are definitely no more orders out there at this point. And what I was going to do when that happened, it's going to show this. Looking for OBS. The monitor that I'm supposed to be on. So last night I was looking for a way to, like every night I go through and I put up these fib levels based off the power range. My power range Fibonacci extension levels. I do that every session, every night, whatever. And I was trying to see if there's a way in Sierra chart without writing an actual code to automate that process to where it automatically plots the fib levels based off the power range, because the power range is automated. So I was trying to see a way to automate the fib levels, and just looking through that thing, it led me to this study here, this auto retracement projection study, which doesn't do what I wanted to do, but I started playing around with it, and I set it up to base it off of the VWAP just to see what it would look like. And I got these levels here based off 1.618 percentage level, which is like 1,618%. And what I noticed is when I was studying it is we get, kind of consistent price action when it trades down there. So to that level. I've seen it from when it trades down to would be the retracement, but I haven't really seen too much of it when it's on a bullish day when it goes to the projection. But I did notice some interesting price action when it trades back down to the retracement. So I'm just looking at that. I'm just kind of going through my scientific method to see how that works in a live market. So that's something worth studying, worth monitoring. And if anyone is interested, I can make a video for how I set that up. There's a couple settings you got to change to make it work correctly. I wish that study would do what I wanted it to do. All right, so we're seeing some little slight battle up here. We got this resistance at the PR +1. That is a bullish setup there. The way that the picture is being painted for a breakout. Let's see if we get any follow through. Short-term consolidation. If it fails, we do have this balance level here. We got the VWAP. Still staying true to our power range. Not seeing much buying on the board to push us back, push us higher. Now we're getting some buying coming in, ever so slightly. Here, there's the break attempt. Looking for some follow through. Have our key level back. Reminder, we have this key level up here at 104, 102. The key level's at 104 with our PR plus 2 at 102. Seeing some rejection right there. Just in that wick. Can still go higher, but we are seeing some pushback. Just looking at the price action. Tons of buyers just came in. Just looking at our board. Starting to feel trapped. Buyers are fighting back. A little micro battle going on. I'm just holding price here while we just battle things out. ES is just running on its way to the moon. What screen am I on? Okay. RTY is doing the same thing, so that should mean YM is almost at the moon. Yep. YM just took off. So YM led the way there. And NQ is being his usual stubborn self. Doesn't want to participate. Sellers are starting to take over. Also seeing some exhaustion with ES. So there is some similarities between NQ and the rest of the indices. It's just that that sell-off at the open was more drastic for NQ than the others. So of course, hindsight capital says if I would have, I think, no, I got out somewhere around in there. Hindsight capital says I could have held that, but that was not part of the plan. That's just what hindsight capital reports. And that's what I was seeing, but that wasn't a trade that I was supposed to be in, so I had to respond accordingly. Traded back down to our balance level. Of course, we can always expect some sort of response at these balance levels. Might start posting these in the Discord as well. Find a format to put it in. Yeah, so I'm also put these chart books in the ultimate charting guide. It was part of the plan anyway. So these are going to go in the ultimate charting guide. All inclusive. Just thinking out loud at this point. All right. So we are seeing some buyers at the balance level. Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense. We also got a VWAP right there, our K band there. Pretty sure there's some other indicators sitting at that level. Currently holding price between PR 50 and PR plus 1. And internally, letting go of the mistake that I made earlier. Letting go of that frequency. It happens. still holding price in this range. Don't have a lot of healthy volatility in this morning session. Just watching and seeing how long we keep buying right here at this balance level. 1430. Making our attempt to push price lower. I will be watching my power range levels and seeing if we can take price back down to the session low. Definitely something I'm interested in witnessing play out, just to see how it responds to this new indicator that I'm playing with. And that I stumbled across. Very slowly moving price lower. Some interesting price action. Just watching it, trying not to over speculate. Definitely past my trading window. Trying to see, just want to see in the next couple of minutes where they take this where they take the price and how they do it. Things have definitely slowed down though. Off the power range low, right back up to VWAP. So we're just staying right around those levels and got some reaction to the indicators and the levels. No real energy in this market at this point. And as we can see, unlike most Monday mornings, I'm not pressed for time this morning, so I'm just watching it. I want to see what happens within the next couple of minutes. But I'm definitely officially done trading for the day. I was supposed to be done trading much earlier, but things happen. It's interesting. I saw those lines there, but I was thinking those were for some reason I was thinking those were just my drawings. I wasn't looking at them as orders. Even though they're completely, like, I don't use any red lines, so I don't know what I was thinking about other than way up here. That's part of the fib levels. Oops. Nope, don't want to do that. Reset scale. Or maybe it blended in with my 200 SMA. Go back and watch the game tape. Yeah, so we're just on very low energy, just hanging around this little small range. ES is pretty much doing the same thing. That was weird that it did that. Yep. RTY is just hanging around. YM is still slowly chopping higher. It also had the most retracement from a daily perspective out of the others, which, you know, can look attractive to investors. And with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. I don't think we're gonna get anything super exciting within anytime soon, which every time I say that, it seems like I turn the thing off and then the NQ moves 100 points, but it's gonna have to do it without me on the stream. So appreciate everybody for coming through, watching me trade, watching me mess up, and all that good stuff. And I hope y'all have a good rest of the day. Stay focused, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Trade it easy.